All right, 20 minutes past 8 here on this Friday morning, and it's really got a Friday feel to it, hasn't it? I mean, we're all dressed up for the occasion in our Mandela T-shirts, and look at Mr. Hatang's happy socks. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got them all the colours of the rainbow on your socks. I love it. So as you've noticed this morning, we're wearing very, very special T-shirts that have been provided to us by the Nelson Mandela Foundation as part of the Mandela Friday T-shirt campaign. The 1 million T-shirt campaign is the official Centenary T-shirt. It's aimed at commemorating the centenary year of Nelson Mandela. This unique T-shirt depicts an image of Mandela's face, and it basically consists of 240 words associated with his vision, his wisdom, and his legacy. To tell us more about the campaign, we are joined in studio by Sello Hatang, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Sello, what a pleasure. So good to have you here in studio, and welcome.
It's always a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for this opportunity. It's a big deal today for us to be here and to be trying to then show off this, to say every Friday all of us should then have this.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing, I must say. It's been a great start to the Friday, and so many people looking at these T-shirts and loving it. So before we give out details, talk to me about the aim. I mean, why are we going the route of trying to do selling 1 million of these T-shirts between June and the end of the Centenary campaign?
You know, we're hoping that every South African, and by the way, it's not just in South Africa. We will be with our High Commissioner in the UK next week, where we will have these also distributed in the UK. We're hoping to do the same in the US. So it's not just the South African campaign. We're trying to make it as global as possible. Okay. And the main aim is to ensure that we don't wear them. We wear them with pride, thinking this is who we should be. Yeah. We should try find a Madiba in ourselves, that we should be selfless. Yeah. We should be resilient people. We should at least just have this love that we should be sharing in our families. And it's that we're trying to communicate with the T-shirt. The T-shirt is about values. Is trying to communicate those values. And as you laid out there, it has courage, that Madiba was a visionary. But at the heart of it is that all of us must have a sense of forgiveness, Ubuntu, and also healing. Yeah. Because at the heart of the Constitution is also to try about heal the wounds of the past, and healing is also here.
Absolutely. I mean, you've just read a couple of the words, and you know, I actually didn't realize until I read it myself, because I was just given it this morning and said, put this on. I'm like, yes, with pleasure. And now I'm actually seeing some of the words: trailblazer, resilient, selflessness, accountability, courage, legacy, Ubuntu, you name it. His whole face is made up of these. So the idea is to get South Africans and the world to buy them. Who's designed them?
So TCI came to us with this idea that how about we just get South Africa wearing the same throughout, and the cabinet then bought into the idea, and also the interministerial committee, because they were saying today marking the 40 days to the countdown of Madiba's birthday. We then said, let's just have the Springboks wear them. Let's have the Proteas wear them. And so every South African, even children, by the way, there's going to be... So
there's kiddie sizes. That was my next question. That are coming. My kids are going to drive me mad for this.
Of course, they're coming. So those you should expect that they will be in some of the retailers, and you can just go there, get them for the children. The big thing about it is we don't want us to just be reminiscing about Madiba of the past. Yeah. Is to say, as we wear these T-shirts, we then are responsible for to build the country that has these things.
So I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. We're just getting some breaking news coming through from KwaZulu-Natal. Let's go live to those visuals right now. We promised you that the minute our former President Jacob Zuma arrived at the court in KwaZulu-Natal, we would show you, and that's exactly, I think, what's happening. These are visuals from inside of the court. I'm not sure what's happening outside, but there is word that former President Jacob Zuma has arrived in KwaZulu-Natal court. That, of course, is where that case is happening this morning, a much anticipated case, and one that we're going to be carrying live for you here on SABC News. So we'll keep these visuals up, and whatever happens, you'll be able to see it. So we'll make sure you don't miss anything. I just want to get back to my interview with Sello to talk a little bit more about these T-shirts and where the money is going. Because yes, we buy them. but where does it go? What's it all in?
So some of the projects that we'll be doing in honor of Madiba include, at the heart of it is about poverty and inequality. So you'll remember that and I want to lay it out so that we have a sense of what we're trying to achieve. So we're trying to help the Department of Education, for example, with the issue of eliminating these pit latrines. So part of the capital will then be going into that. Our education program on literacy. So that is where your money will be going to help with those literacy programs that we're running. But it will also be going into dealing with some of the social ills that we have in our country, around listening to people who are dealing with, some of my colleagues who are dealing with ECDs, for example, the Early Childhood Development Program. We have this program where we're trying to then reshape policy. We're trying to ensure that our projects are not just about fundraising for the Nelson Mandela Foundation, but to ensure that we respond to that call from a child who is out, from an adult who is out in a far-flung community, just crying out to ensure that they are heard when they're talking about stunting.
Yeah.
You'll remember that the Statistician General told us that 25% of children aged between 0 to 6 years old are suffering from that stunting. And we're trying to then change the narrative. How do we ensure that Mandela Day delivers at the point that we need to be delivering?
Yeah. So we're going to just put on the visuals still in KwaZulu-Natal. We can put those back on the screen. These are live visuals coming out of KwaZulu-Natal. This is the big story of the day. Our former President Jacob Zuma appearing in court, and we'll continue to bring this to you live. But as I wrap up my interview with Sello, and I think the question everybody wants to ask, we can leave this on the screen so we don't miss anything there. Sello, where do we get them? I know you said some retailers, but they're not in stores yet. I haven't seen any. They're not
in store. They'll be in store next week.
Okay.
Next week, so you can go to Edgar's, Woolies, the Macams. Markhams, yes. So you can go to those. And then also to go online, if you go to Mandela 100 official T-shirt at TCI Apparel. .co.za.
Excellent. Okay.
And then I can give you the number also, 021 508 5864. Excellent. So that's the help desk number that you can then call.
That you can order and get corporates involved. Buy all your staff these T-shirts. Let them wear them on a Friday. That's the idea. We wear these every Friday, right?
Every Friday. Let's wear them with pride, a sense of dignity, and saying, we're building a country of our dreams.
We certainly will. The team have all the T-shirts. We've got these T-shirts and we'll be using them every single Friday. We'll wear them, and I hope that you get yours as well. Let's sell over 1 million. I'm sure we can do that. How much are they selling for, by the way?
Well, they're very cheap. It's 150 rand.
150? 149 rand.
149.99. And then for corporates who are buying bulk, it's 75 rand.
75 rand for bulk. Excellent. Well, there you have it. So, no excuse. Come on, everyone. Let's get our T-shirts. I'll tweet all of those details for you, and you'll be able to get yourself a T-shirt. All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, of course, the news headlines, and hopefully we'll get those visuals of former President Jacob Zuma walking into the court. He has arrived. The motorcade has arrived. But these are our pictures coming from inside the court. So, we'll hopefully get that live shot of the former president coming in. Stay tuned.